Yo, what is up YouTube? It is your boy RikuTheBest, better than the rest, aka the Dark Knight. You call me that, you're good for today. Coming at you with another DBZ DOKKAN battle discussion video. Today I really want to talk about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as well as Omega Shenron, the physical version, on the global versus JPN. Well, I wouldn't say more of a versus. I'm going to say this one thing. I'm glad that Gogeta and Omega Shenron have to be released as leader skills. You want to know why? Continue on with the rest of this video. We all know in JPN, they have gone through plenty of metas, through the original key leaders, to god leads, well, 70% god leads, to 90% LR god leads, to 120% god leads, and now to 150% god leads. Now here's my thing. JPN, they're in a good place right now because they already introduced all the 120% leads, which happen to be Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super 17 for AGL, Angel Goku, and Super Saiyan 3 Broly for attack, Cooler and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks for physical, Kid Buu and Gogeta for intelligence, and for strength you have Janemba and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. They're fine. They have completed the meta for 120% leads. Now, it was time for them to introduce a new meta, which was the 150% leads that brings the new category system into play in this instance. Now, what makes it so much different than Global is because Global has only released 2 of the 120% leaders as of yet. They released only Goku and Vegeta. So that means we haven't gotten Cooler yet, we haven't gotten Angel Goku, we haven't gotten Janemba, Intelligence Kid Buu, Super Saiyan 3 Broly, etc, and the rest of the 120% leads. Now, why I say this is a good thing is because of power creep reasons. If they were to release Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and Omega Shenron, the physical one, leader skills as 150% to a certain category, that power creep would be very immense. It would be insane in Global. It was no different from how when LR Broly came to Global, he just destroyed every event, every single event, every AGL event, every physical strength, whatever, World Tournament, he just ran Global, you know? Like I was telling people, I think he came out too early in Global. He was one of the problems of the power creeping issues in Global because he was just so immensely good. And the time he came out in JPN wasn't bad because he came out before LR Gohan. No, he came out after Gohan, which made him still usable, but not as good as Gohan, you know, not as good as far as damage output, and of course he drops his own defense. But however, he was fine. His placement that he came out in JPN, that was perfect. Global, however, not so much, because they introduced the summonable 90% LR leads. The power creep was insane. Now going back to the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Omega Physical Shenron, if we have 150% right now on Global, that would be insane. We don't even have the rest of the 120% leads. Would you even summon for the rest of the 120% leads if you have Gogeta and Omega? I mean, would there really be a reason to? I'm just throwing it out there for you guys to answer, you know? Really think about that one, because if you have Omega and Gogeta, and you decide to use a Mono Shadow Dragon team, you can put them both on the same team under the same multiplier, which is 150%, and they're going to be doing insane amounts of damage. Of course, they can still be put on their representative teams. Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta can be still put on Angel Goku's team. Of course, he's going to be weaker because of the lower multiplier, which is 30% less, double lead, 60% less, as well as physical Omega Shenron on a double Cooler lead, which is obviously going to be 60% less with double Cooler lead. And, you know, the thing is, do you think the power creeping is too much with these leaders? Do you think it was a good idea that they kept these 2 units as a to be released rather than release their 150% leader skills? I think they should wait on I think they honestly should wait on 150% to release their leader skills, which is 150% of JPN to Global, until we get a decent amount of 120% leads. With that being said, let's hope they don't rush out the rest of the leaders, the 120% leaders. We don't want them to rush out Janemba, Intelligence Gogeta, Kid Buu, Super Saiyan 3 Broly, etc., etc. We don't want them to rush them out just because they have 150% leader skill units that aren't released but are in the game, you know? Honestly, I don't think they should have brought out Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shrine in Global in the first place. I think they should at least brought them out maybe halfway or towards the end of the 120% meta. Because of course that meta can still be used, but your health is going to be heavily over 300k, dude. You're not going down to any event at all, you know? So I really think they should introduce, not rush, but introduce, of course, a few of the 120% leads, like Cooler. Get Cooler out the way. Who came after Cooler? I believe it was Super 17. Yeah, it actually was. It was actually Super 17 that came after Cooler, and after that, it all becomes a blank in my head. Maybe Intelligence Gogeta, maybe Kid Buu. Broly, of course, was one of the last 120% leads. You know, come out with a few more 120% leads, and then release their leader skills. No, I know it may sound weird that they released these units, you know, like months ago at the time when Cooler or Super 17 arrives. People will be saying that. Maybe at the time, like, they released these units months ago and we still not leader skills. With an outrage, I summoned for an incomplete unit, yada yada. They already made a mistake of even releasing these units on Global in the first place. I don't know why they even released both of these units on both games at the same time. That was nonsense. That was crazy. It had to... It just wasn't smart. It really wasn't smart, because you had people literally had to choose between JPN and Global on which to summon them for. Me, I ended up spending, I honestly didn't spend that much money, and I did get both on both games, but however, I didn't want to because I didn't want them both to come out at the same time. I main Global, so I mean, it would have been nice if I would have gotten Cooler other mono squads out the way before they gave us a unit that categorized certain units, or categorize certain units such as fusions or Shadow Dragon Saga characters within that arc of the anime, and etc, etc. So my thing is, my final thoughts, I just want to say that I hope they don't release the leader skills for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shrine just for power creep reasons. Not as of yet. Maybe give it another month. I know, like I said, people are gonna get tired of it or whatnot. People are gonna just be like, you know what, we just bought an incomplete unit like months ago and we still don't have his leader skill. It's crazy. Like, I could understand that. It's like, I mean, because if they were to release 150% leader skill now, how do you think the meta is going to change? Are they going to release any more 150%? I think that'll be broken though. That's too much. That's too much, man. Honestly, that is too much though. And I will make another video about the categories itself, because they can do a plan. That's an interesting idea that they can go on from there, but they just have to do it right, you know. And so far it's kind of shaky now, because, well, as far as Global, JPN is fine. JPN is in a fine place, but as far as Global, it's kind of shaky just because certain units aren't revamped in Global as of yet. Like, we still have the Tech Gotenks, he's not revamped, so we don't have the Physical Gotenks, as well as the Strength Gogeta, he's not revamped yet, until the Intelligence Gogeta, yada yada, etc, etc. So it's like, certain units, I mean, Global is just in a weird place right now with 2 units that have to-be-released leader skills that shouldn't even be in the game at the moment. But that's how I feel though. Power creeping, hopefully they can balance that out. Hopefully they will keep these 2 units not to have their leader skills right now. Let us enjoy the 120% leads that will be coming out later on down the line. So if their leader skills come out, it's really no reason to summon for the 120% leads unless they fall into the category, which, by the way, they do not. You know, so it's like, let me enjoy my 120% leads before you just 150% meta this Global phase up, dude. Like, I want my chance to use 120% units. I have both units, Omega Shrine and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but I want to enjoy the 120% Super 17 that I never used on JPN. I want to enjoy units that I have not summoned for or pulled for on JPN onto Global, you know. So, final thoughts. I know I already said that. Don't release the leader skills as of yet. I want to see more of 120% before it. Maybe 2 or 3 more 120% units, then they can release their leader skills. Doesn't mean that they have to rush with the 120% to releasing them. But yeah, that's what I think. Comment in the comment box below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Did they release Gogeta and Omega too soon in Global? And if they did, when do you want them to release their leader skills within the meta without them interfering with the next 120% leads? Thank you guys for watching. Comment box below. Go to a thumbs up if you enjoyed it as well. Thank you guys for watching. and peace.